Hello, today I'm going to show you how I implement this unit grid placement. It has features like place unit on grid, cannot place unit if it's already occupied, snap back to original grid, and delete unit in grid cell. In my level, I've already placed my camera actor. Take a look at the camera blueprint. It's very simple. Now let's create our unit base actor. It's really simple. In components, we only add skeletal mesh. Then set rotation to forward. Let's create a child from unit base actor. I'll name it Archer. You can set any material you like. Create another child from unit base. I'll name it Warrior. Right now, we need to create our grid cell actor. In grid cell components, I add static mesh component, then assign a plane mesh to it. You can assign any material you have. Let's create the variables we need: occupied, Boolean, occupant unit, type unit base. I create an event function named setMat to default. This function set mesh plane material to white material. Create another event function named setHighlight. If the cell is occupied, set material to red. If false, set to green. Create an event function named updateHover. This function responds when our mouse cursor is over the current cell. If true, we call setHighlight. If false, we call setMat to default. Create another event named setOccupant. Just set is occupied an occupant unit from the input. then call setMat to default. Now our grid cell actor is done. Let's create the grid manager, responsible for spawning the grid. Create the variables we need. Create variable x and y as integer, cell size as float. Set defaults. X equals 10, Y equals 10, cell size equals 100. Create a function named createGrid. Take x multiply by cell size and promote to local variable named total grid dimension. Take cell size divide by 2 and promote to local variable named half cell size. Create getActor location. Create subtract node, then right-click split struct pin. Use total grid dimension divide by 2. Then wire into X and Y input. Leave Z to 0. Then promote to local variable named start location. Add for loop twice. First loop, last index equals y subtract by 1. Second loop, last index equals x subtract by 1. Promote first loop index to local variable named y index. Second loop to x index. Take y index multiply by cell size, then add half cell size. Promote to local variable named y offset. Do the same, just changing y index into x index. Name it x offset. Finally, create a spawn actor node and set the class to grid cell. We'll use our start location variable and add a vector with the x offset as the x input and the y offset as the y input. Leave z at 0 and plug this into the spawn transform location input. Now, we're done with the grid creation. Let's call this function in the begin play event. Drag the grid manager actor into the level and set its location to 0, 0, 0. As you can see, our grid spawns perfectly in the center of the manager actor. Let's set up the player controller. In the begin play event, we'll ensure our mouse cursor is visible. I'll create a few variables here: current cell, last hover cell, and preview cell, all of type grid cell. Mouse location of type vector. Unit of type unit base. Create function name update hover. We'll use a get hit result under cursor by channel node. We'll check if the result is a block hit. If true, drag the hit result location and set it to our mouse location variable. Then, cast the hit actor to grid cell and set it to the current cell variable. Use the unit variable and call set actor location, plugging in the mouse location. Next, we'll check if the current cell is not equal to the last hover cell. If true, we'll check if the last hover cell is valid. If it is, we'll call its update hover function and set the under cursor input to false. Drag the false pin, then merge with update highlight pin to continue flow. After that, we'll set the last hover cell equal to the current cell. Then, we'll check if the current cell is valid. If it is, we'll call its update hover function and set the under cursor input to true. Now we're done with update hover function. In the event tick, use the unit variable to check if it is valid. If it is valid, call the update hover function on the current cell. To make the unit variable valid, we need to spawn a unit. I use a keyboard T event to spawn an archer class. Then set the output to the unit variable. I use a keyboard Q event to spawn a warrior class. Before we can test this, we need to create our own game mode. Set the game mode in the world settings and input our player controller into it. Now we can test it. I forgot to set Show Mouse Cursor to True. Now I spawn a unit, and it shows a highlight on the grid cell in green, but we can't put it into a grid cell yet. Let's implement that. Let's use the left mouse button to put a unit into a grid cell. First, we need to check if the unit and the current cell are valid. If they're valid, use the unit as the target for a set actor location node. Then, use the current cell variable, get its actor location, and plug that into the new actor location. Use the current cell node to call the setOccupant function. Set as occupied to true, and set the occupant unit to our unit. Then, we reset the unit, current cell, and last hover cell variables to empty. Let's test it. Now we see that I can put a unit in the grid, but when I spawn another unit, I can put it in the same cell. We need to fix that. After checking that the current cell is valid, also check if it is occupied. If it is not true, then we can put the unit in. Now we can't put a unit in the same cell. But we don't have a feature that allows us to click on a cell that is occupied and drag the unit to another cell. Let's implement that. In the event tick, after we check if the unit is valid, if it is not valid, we do another hit trace under the cursor. If it is blocked, set the mouse location to the hit result. Then, cast the hit actor to a grid cell and set the output to the current cell variable. In the left mouse button event, after the unit check, if it is not valid, we check if the current cell is valid. If it is valid, we check if this current cell is occupied. If it is true, set the unit variable to the current cell's occupant unit. Then, use the current cell to call the setOccupant function. Set is occupied to false, and set the occupant unit to empty. Let's test it. Now I can pick a unit up from a grid cell and move it to another cell. But now it doesn't remember its last cell. I want to press the right mouse button to snap the unit back to the last cell it was in. Let's implement that. Also, set the preview cell to the current cell. In the right mouse button event, first let's check if the preview cell is valid. Then, do another check to see if the preview cell is not occupied. If it is true, set the unit's actor location to the preview cell's location. Then, use the current cell to call the setOccupant function, and set is occupied to false and the occupant unit to empty. Then, use the preview cell to call the function setOccupant. Set is occupied to true, and set the unit as the occupant unit. Set the unit, current cell, and preview cell variables to empty. Now, if I drag a unit to another cell and then right-click, it snaps back to the preview cell. But now after snapping back, I can't pick the unit up again. Let's fix it. I forgot to check if the preview cell is occupied before picking the unit up. Let's test it again. Now I can snap the unit back and then pick it up again. But right now we don't have a feature to delete a unit. I will use the keyboard D event to delete a unit. Use the unit variable to check if it is valid. If it is, we destroy it and then set the variable to empty. Now when I have a unit on the mouse and press the D key, it deletes the unit. As you can see, after I delete the unit, the current cell still has a hover active. Let's fix that. So, after we set the unit to empty, let's use the current cell and call its function setMat to default. Now after I delete the unit, the current cell seems to work fine. I think we're done here. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.